So today we are going to be talking about The Elite by Kiera Cass. Sadly, I do not have The Elite with me. A friend is currently borrowing it at the moment, so you're going to have to make do without it. Again, I am very sorry. So The Elite is the second book in the Selection trilogy. I think it's a trilogy. Probably it's a trilogy. Yeah, it's a trilogy. The first book is obviously called The Selection. If you haven't read The Elite, or if you haven't read any of the Selection books in general, then I think you should go away, read The Selection, which looks like this, and read The Elite, which looks like this, and then come back here and we could talk all about it and have a really great time, okay? Alright, so you ready? You ready? Okay, do that. I'm gonna wait for you. Just wait a little bit for you to do that. Okay, so let's talk. So, even though I didn't do a review on The Selection, I was a really great fan of it. I love The Selection so much. It was so good. I loved everything about it. I loved the world that it was in. I loved the characters. And then I read The Elite. I love The Elite, okay? I love The Elite. But the thing is, going into The Elite, I am warning you right now, you are going to be having so many different kinds of emotions. So many more than you did in Selection. Mostly in the Selection, it was just like getting to know everybody and it's like happy-go-lucky and all that kind of stuff. There wasn't really any really bad turmoil or anger that you felt at all. You really just felt one type of emotion in the Selection, but it was really good. The Elite, oh my gosh, you were going to get all the feels all at once and you're just probably going to explode and need to see a doctor. Your organs are just going to splatter all over the place. That was really graphic. Anyway, yeah, so The Elite, maybe 90% of this book, I was very, very angry, but a really good angry, because you know when you do not have just the happy emotions in a book, where you have the sad ones and the angry ones, and you're feeling all the feels at once, it's a good book, okay? The Elite was a really, really good book. It was just infuriated me is all. Basically, The Elite takes place where we left off in the Selection, where America was talking to Aspen and she gave him that whole big speech about her trying to pick a side. So we open up, there were 35 girls in the Selection to be chosen from, and now there are 6 girls left, which are the Elite. Usually the Elite is just 10 girls, but Maxon kind of just want to get it over with, so he's down to 6 because America's the one he really wants, but you know, she's being indecisive all the time, and America got me so angry throughout this whole book. So the girls we have left are Elise, because she has connections in New Asia. Natalie, which is basically there for no reason at all. Chris, because she's one of the favorites. Marley, because she's also one of the favorites. And Celeste, because she has connections too. And I still have no idea why she's made it this far at all. There's like, Maxon, can you get it through your thick skull that Celeste cannot be there? Should we start with Celeste? Maybe we should start with Celeste. Okay, in the Selection, I despise Celeste with a sickest passion in the world. I hate Celeste more than I've hated anybody in the world. And she's a fictional character. I hate a fictional character more than any human being that I have disliked in my life. Really, I've never really hated anybody. Hate is a really strong word to use, and I don't use it often. But for Celeste, it's needed in this situation desperately. I honestly didn't think I could have hated Celeste any more than I did in the Selection. The Elite proved me wrong. Oh my gosh. She is more evil and devious and despising more than ever before, and you just want to punch her in the face like America did. I clapped at that. I was so excited for America. I was like, yeah, you go get go Marley, a horse, that's big. I was pretending I was America, slapping her all over the place. She needed it. So, Marley, what? Marley? Did anybody see that coming? Did anybody see that coming? I know I did not see that coming. Marley is like one of my favorite characters in this story, and I was just so shocked. Okay, so Woodwork. We got Woodwork. they would not bring him into this story for no apparent reason, mentioning him more than once and giving him a name. This soldier that bumps into America when she's on her way to the bathroom when she wanted to go with Marley, but then Marley was like, "No, you go ahead," blah, 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 blah. Moving on to Chris. Chris. Where did that come from? I know Maxon explained it, how Chris was there when America basically wasn't going to talk to Maxon after the whole Marley situation that I just said. Okay, yeah, Chris was there when America wasn't there, but it was like, because America was like, how did this happen all of a sudden? But I was with her. I still didn't get it. It was just like, she's just there now. Chris is competing with America now. What is going on? I like Chris. I really do. She's an excellent character, but come on. America has to be with Maxon. It's just the way it's going to go. Forget about Aspen. Forget about Aspen. Aspen is like the Gale of the Hunger Games. A lot of people have been making this analogy, and I agree with them a lot. Okay, you just want him to go away and let the two lovers of the story who are meant to be together without all these distractions from other unnecessary characters like Aspen. So in the Elite, again, America. I understood that she made some pretty stupid decisions. She didn't really think anything through much in the selection, but I didn't know that she could act any more stupid for such a smart girl. She is such a smart girl, but she never gives anybody the benefit of the doubt, ever. So when we move into the middle of the book, when America is getting very upset with Maxon, I was right there with her, and I was getting upset with myself because I love Maxon so much, and I was like, Maxon, what are you doing? No, this can't be, blah, 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 because I was getting mad at him with her because I was not understanding it at all with her. But then, finally, when I realized it, when Maxon tried to explain it to America too, where they had to be locked in a closet together to actually talk to each other, I realized this whole time, this entire book, you're really not supposed to be mad at Maxon. You're really supposed to be mad at America for all the really dumb stuff that she does. All this time, she's just being so annoying. She's like, give me time, give me time, give me time. And then when she finally wants to be with Maxon, and he asks her to give him time, she doesn't want to do the same for him. That's really selfish, America. That's really selfish. But I must applaud her for the situation later on in the book. I'm not going to give anything away, but when she's heartbroken by Maxon, where she's in a really bad place right now because she's really hurt by him, and Aspen tries to comfort her, and he's like, but I'm still here. You can be with me. I'm always here for you, America. Be with me. This is why you should be with me. And she, like, starts to tell him off. She's like, listen, I'm heartbroken right now. You need to lay off and leave me alone. And I applaud her for that, okay? That was really good, because she's right. Finally, she sees that Aspen is a little bit overbearing most of the time. My friend who's borrowing this book, before she started reading it, I was telling her about it and how I didn't like Aspen at all. And then she started reading it and she's like, I like Aspen. He means well. Yes, he means well. I know. But he really pushes his limits to the point where it's like, okay, guy, you need to stop now. It's too much. But then she finished the Elite, and we were talking about it, and I was saying, well, how do you think of Aspen now? She's like, he annoys me a little more than he used to. And I'm like, yes, I'll take it. And she's like, you're evil. Well, I'm like, I know, because I just don't like Aspen at all. He's not a substantial character. There's nothing there for America. But moving on from Aspen over here, I just don't want to talk about Aspen anymore, really. I liked that we got more into the rebels and finding out a lot more about them, especially the northern rebels. That was really interesting, and I love that a lot. Especially when we saw America up in the tree and the rebels were walking by, and the girl saw her. She stared right at America, and she curtsied at her. That was brilliant. It really shows that they're not really that brutal people, and they're just like everybody else, trying to figure out answers. And that's why they were doing what they were doing. You guys know what I mean, who read it. That's why they were doing that, because they wanted that thing and make sense. The Southern rebels scare the crap out of me. Oh my gosh. And you wanna know who else scared the crap out of me? The King. I hate the King. In the selection, we didn't really get to know him at all. He was maybe mentioned physically there in the selection maybe once or twice or 3 times or whatever. In the elite, we really got to know him. Not for the better at all. The first sign that I knew that I hated the king was when America was reading the article that Celeste gave her about how he was saying how she's not fit to be a princess, everything like that. And also, sorry, back to Aspen. Aspen saying that America's not suited to be a princess. That was really low, man, okay? She's looking for your support. And you saying that, that's just not fair, okay? You were only saying that she's not fit to be a princess because you want her to be with you. That's really manipulative, and you should stop right now. But back to the king. Yeah, that was the first time that I hated him because he is just being really mean to America, and I didn't like him, even though America didn't like her that much anyway either. But anyway, then we find out about what the king was doing to his son. That is just not cool, man, okay? That is not cool at all. What are you doing? I can't believe that. Ah, what? That's just like my main commentary that I was doing throughout this entire book. I'm just like, what? 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 No, yeah, that was basically all I was doing the entire book. But the final straw, the last straw, was in the last pages of the book when he was saying to America and degrading her and just being a really mean person, and he is just such a douchebag. Really, okay? I don't like to use these kinds of words, but it is necessary for this guy. Not a likable guy, ever, in any circumstances. And that is why I have no idea why the queen does not see this, that he is not a good person. Sometimes people can just be really stupid. Like, you don't see stuff that's right in front of you, and it irks me. Maybe that's the thing. It's so obvious, maybe it's too obvious, that it's not obvious at all. Do you understand me? Probably not. So actually, maybe that wasn't the final straw when the king confronted America at the end of the book, but maybe the final straw in America's character-wise is her decision that she made with the presentation on the report. Eliminating the casts altogether, America? What were you thinking? Are you mentally insane? I am being very brutally honest right now. What were you thinking, America? What was going on in your head? Yeah, you were mad at Maxon, but you're really not thinking straight. You're thinking with your heart and not in your head, and sometimes you really have to be a logical person in these circumstances, and you were just not, and you were being really stupid, and that's why you got into that situation in the first place where the king hates you even more when that didn't even have to happen. And yes, you realized if you didn't do that, the king wouldn't have hurt Maxon too in the first place. Yeah, well, the deed is done. You can't do anything now. What you did, you should have thought of before. She never thinks before she acts. It's always the other way around. She needs to stop that. She needs to reevaluate how she handles situations in the next book. In this last book, I really want to know what is going on. They have to finally pick a girl, that's for sure. I mean, only 2 girls were eliminated in this one. What is up with that? I don't know. One more thing. It always seems like in the selection and the elite, when I'm reading all the pages, when I get near to the end, and I turn the page, and like before I finish the last pages, it says end of this book, like end of book 1 or end of book 2. I'm like, what? No, that can't be. There has to be more pages. I always think there's so many more pages than there actually are, because it's like, that can't be it. That can't be it. There has to be more. But there never is, and I'm just sitting there waiting for what happens next, and they always leave me with a cliffhanger. Kira Cass, you're so good at cliffhangers. You just made me so mad. Too many mixed emotions I had in this book. There were way too many, that it was really not good. Maybe I should just go, because this is just, the elite really put me in a tough place. So I'm just gonna go. That's basically all I really wanted to talk about, even though I talked about a lot, but not really in a good chronological order. So I'm gonna go. DFTBA. See ya.